Okay, now this is a little strange. I told you this place was narrow, you couldn't get lost in here. There's houses on one side, a road on the other. So why did somebody attach a sock to that tree as a trail marker? Got me. Here we are, back where we entered this little path in the woods. But we're not going back up along the road. I'm going to go up here and try to cross over and not get run over. And then we'll walk up the hill to the house. Okay, getting near the road. Got my track shoes on. Take a deep breath. Okay. As the shadow knows what evil lurks in the hearts of drivers. Heart's beating. Ooh, he almost took my nose off. Okay. We made it. We're across the road. Now we'll just battle the wind up this hill. Wind's going to get much more furious up this hill. And people tell you the country's quiet. It's quiet right now. Oh. Briefly. Cauffiel was an advisor to the DuPonts. He moved out here from the Wilmington area. He liked it out around Bellevue. So he built his house up here on the top of the hill where the wind blows. And he got a nice view of the Delaware River. Oh, what's this over here? Delaware River, it's a nice wide river. It's really quite impressive when you come by it. I find the Delaware much more impressive than the Mississippi because of that width. Of course, we're a little distance from it up here. Okay, now what was this sign? I see more poison ivy. Huh, scratching already. Okay, we're heading for the White Gazebo. All these estates, DuPonts, Shipley, Cauffiel, they all seem to go for these white gazebos. I guess back in the old days there was some guy that came around in a wagon selling these things, and everybody bought one. Now you knew I was going to shoot through it. I like shooting through gazebos and stuff. That is photos and films, not projectiles. And there's the Cauffiel house. Wrote the history about this place on... Wind blew the words right out of my mouth and down to the river. As I was saying, I wrote a history of this house and this place, and one of my posts. I think it's just called Cauffiel. Tell you a little about him and about some of the things that are here. For instance, this rather strange looking building back here. I explained it. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I want you to read my post. I want everybody to go back and read my post. Might learn something. Got the place all set up there for breakfast, I guess. Took this very early in the morning. This place isn't just for historical visiting, it's actually a place that you can go for meetings and affairs and, you know, business dinners. Now it really was windy up here. Go through this gate, and what do we find over here? A barn. Let's swing around. As you can see, it's not exactly jumping with people this time of day. I guess most of them are still asleep. But day is ticking, man. You got to get out there, get a little exercise, enjoy the air, look at places like this, sitting up on the hill, the river in the background, and hopefully the wind doesn't blow the house off the hill into the river. Okay, somewhere over in the distance is where I live. At this point, I'm not going to film walking down this lane. It's just going to take us back to almost to where we began our journey down this road. See where the wind blew us? All the way back to Philadelphia Pike. Now, I'm a conceptualizer, and here's what we conceptualizers do. We blue sky it. Just sit around, blue skying it, day after day. What a life. And here's that building we passed earlier where the men were eating breakfast in the window. Nobody eating in there now. Guess they're all back at their desk, hard at work, doing what they're paid for, instead of sitting around gossiping over their coffee and crumpets. Gotta make a buck. And we're back to the Plymouth meeting house. Plymouth, yeah. Mount Pleasant meeting house. But we're going to jump back to that big long building at this point. There's a jogger up ahead of us. It's a woman jogger this time. It's a very long building. I don't know what's in it. I know he built a lot of indoor tennis courts and recreation rooms and training rooms and who knows. We'll just go up the way that jogger went. She's going already. But the green building isn't. These places are such nice places to come and walk. I mean, people in this area are really blessed to have all these state parks. You know, they used to play a lot of professional tennis in here starting back in World War II. I guess they still have some of the tournaments. DuPont was married to a professional women's tennis player. See? Still going around that green building. On and on it goes. Don't know what's behind the green door. There's the jogger up there between those hedges, but she's not jogging anymore. She's just walking slowly. Guess she ran out of puff. Notice the old goat isn't panting. Of course, he's not running either. This looks like an old guardhouse until you come around. Then you see it's some kind of turnstile. Maybe this is where people entered when they had those tennis tournaments. Yeah, I told you it was a big green building. Picnic area over here. Follow the fickle finger of fate right towards Bellevue Hall. That used to be a castle, believe it or not, but DuPont turned it into a house. Mi casa, his housa. restrooms back here, but they were locked. What good is that? That's all, folks. And so our hero passes on to the sunrise, never to be seen again.